This next video is going to be kind of a mixture of forms and sheets, but mostly sheets. So what we are going to do is first, I'm going to kind of show you some things that I didn't show you on the forms video really quick. And then we're going to move on to sheets and how to link a quiz like this to a Google Sheet so you can kind of analyze your data a little differently. The first thing I want to show you is the responses tab. It's up here at the top. The home page for Google Forms, or the home view for Google Forms, is the questions portion, where you create the questions and things of that nature and add the content. Then you have a tab up here that says responses, and you can view your responses in one of three ways. You can review a summary, question by question, or by individual students. The summary just kind of tells you an average of what each student answered. So 66% of the kids got number 1 right, got number 2 right, and they were pretty even for number 3. So, you might need to work on fractions a little bit more and simplifying them, something like that. The next one is question by question. Again, it tells you what each person responded and how they responded. And then the individual, and this is each individual person's full quiz. So you can actually look at them and say, oh, they got this one wrong, they got this one wrong. This is what I need to work on with this student individually. So those are the things I wanted to show you really quick. But in the responses tab is where you can link your results to a Google Sheet. And the way you do that is over here on the right-hand side, there's this green little box. And if you hover over it, it says create spreadsheet. So you just click on that, and it'll create a new spreadsheet, and it'll create one for you. And then you just click create, and it'll open up that new spreadsheet for you. So one of the things that I want to show you first is organizing your data. You can organize your data one of two ways. You can organize it by name or by score. I prefer by name because that's how I have my kids in my grade book. But you can look at the score. So I would go to the last name column for each one. And in that column, or the header where it says C, there should be a little arrow. If you click on that arrow, it'll say sort sheet A to Z. And that'll put them in alphabetical order. The next way you can do this is you can go from highest score to lowest score if you want to group them by their ability, or from lowest to highest if that's how you want to look at it. So you would go to the column that has the score, click on that little arrow, and highest to lowest is sorting it from Z to A. And then lowest to highest is sorting it from A to Z. So that's how you sort your data. One of the things that they ask to do is to create a graph for 2 different graphs from your data. So I'm just going to show you where to find those graphs and how to get the right data for those graphs. So say I just want the last name and the score. So I'm going to highlight this information, score and last name. Okay. And then that's all I want in my graph. So over here on the far right side of your toolbar up here, there's this cute little thing. It says insert a chart. You click on that, and it'll create a chart for you, and it'll organize it for you. And if you include the labels in what you highlight, it'll label your axes for you. So this is by last name. You can do this chart. Okay, so we'll move this one off to the side. Now, one thing that you don't want is that your chart to be in the way. So what you can do is you can click on the 3 dots in the chart, okay, and it'll say move to own sheet. So you click on that, and then you have your chart bigger, and it'll move it to its own place. So now it's not covering your data anymore. But you have to create 2 separate charts. So you want to go back and click on insert a chart. And maybe let's say you want to do a pie chart. Okay, this is the percentage of my kids that got this right or something. Okay, so now we have our two charts. We want to share these charts. Okay, you can download them, which is pretty cool, or move to own sheet again. So now you have both the charts in their own sheet. There we go. So what you're going to do is, and there's also a place to play with the chart settings. So you just click on it when it's in its own sheet like this, and you can do the setup, you can customize it, but it pretty much does everything for you. And then you just have to share the chart with somebody. So this one, right? Yeah. You just have to share it with somebody and then click send. And that is how you share charts and create sheets from your quizzes. Now, I think in this test, they had a sheet already made for you from quiz results or test results, and they just wanted you to create charts and things like that from them. So if you have any questions about any of this, please let me know. Please feel free to ask me, and come on Tuesdays and Thursdays.